Everyone, I am Professor Mark Fudge and I'll be your instructor for this course this spring quarter. The course is PA 615, Public Financial Management, and one of the ways that we like to describe this course is that it is an extension of PA 663, Public Budgeting and Finance, yet and still it does not necessitate you having to take PA 663 prior to this course. In some ways it may be helpful, but in other ways it's not seen as much of a benefit. But anyway, the purpose of this course is to examine public financial management on a day-to-day or an ongoing basis. So while public budgeting and finance primarily focuses on the budget document and the creation of that, along with ways that governments increase or maintain their revenues while also minimizing their expenditures to a certain extent. Financial management, on the other hand, looks at the day-to-day operations of a local government or a state government and what is done to ensure that there's a sufficient amount of cash on hand, there's a sufficient amount of resources to deliver services, and also ways to minimize fiscal inefficiency. So that's the background of this particular course. In particular, we'll go over some more areas in much more detail. Although first we start off, in Module 1, we start off with ethics and our study of ethics. And the reason I like to do that is because everything emanates from ethics. We have to keep in mind that we are beholden to account for and to spend the public's money. So as we are handling public funds and the public's money, it's important that we maintain a high sense and level of ethics and integrity. In subsequent modules and weeks, we'll look at issues surrounding internal controls, specifically what government does to maintain and manage the cash that they have in an efficient manner, whether that means speeding up collections or holding on to idle resources to increase revenues from interest income. Also, we'll look at federal and state policies, federal and state fiscal and monetary policies, and how they have an impact on us at the local level. So there have been many federal and state policies. One off the top of my head, I guess, that is popular and that we're all familiar with is Prop 13, and how it has impacted the amount of resources local governments in California have. So on the one hand, we are capped in the amount of taxes that can be implemented in a given year, but on the other hand, the lack of revenue that is created or generated because of the cap on property taxes has an effect on the rest of our local economy. So that's a state policy, and it's interesting to see how those state policies impact us at the local level. Another important area that we'll cover is assessing financial conditions and ways that governments and organizations within government assess their financial condition. And really what that does is it allows us to determine are we in a good fiscal place, are we in a good financial situation, or are we in a poor financial situation, or are we in one that needs remedied or to be improved. But we don't know where we are unless we begin to assess that process, and that's a key component of this course, so that we can examine ways to strategically determine whether or not we are strong fiscally, whether we're heading towards bankruptcy, whether we're kind of in the middle, and this all leads into our final fiscal policy paper that really covers each of these areas that are gone over throughout the course of the quarter, from the beginning to the end, and it'll fold nicely into your final research paper. In fact, with your final research paper, I'll have a series of videos just discussing the research paper and what I'm looking for and ways to construct a strong paper for that. Also, the first assignment, Public Financial Management Assignment 1, is due April 17th, so it's not due this week. I apologize for any confusion. It's due next Sunday by midnight or 11:59 p.m. In fact, all of your assignments, all of your financial management assignments, your public financial management assignments, are due at the end of the module, and it's stated like that in the syllabus and also on Blackboard. And one other thing I'd like to go over and mention is that I don't have it in the syllabus, but I'd like everyone to create a personal biography, whether that is a video, a 2 to 3 minute video, or a paragraph in which you kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, when you plan to graduate in the program, what you're currently doing professionally, and where you see yourself in 5 years. So if you could do that, and I think the date that I'd like to have those would be next Friday, so the 15th, and I'll share it with the class so that we can have a little bit better understanding of who we are, what we look like, since this is an online class, and just to share some of our own personal experiences within the program. Until next week, if you have any questions, please let me know via email or give me a call, and I look forward to having an exciting and fun quarter in public financial management. All right, thanks.